galamsey has been a major worry in this country as far as the environment is concerned, across governments. And every government that comes makes an effort to fight galamsey. I can remember the military being deployed by President Mahama between the period 2013 to 2016. The military was deployed heavily, and they were talking about deploying drones and so on. The next government, which is the Akufo-Addo government, has also done a lot of efforts in fighting galamsey. The military was deployed again. There was this policy of destruction of the galamsey equipment on site and all of that. And ministerial committees or ministerial teams were set up by President Mahama, President Akufo-Addo. So you can see a certain effort in fighting or preventing galamsey. But all of us would agree that galamsey is still with us. The destruction is still going on. So obviously we can't keep doing it the same way and expect different results. So we are looking at new ideas, new approaches to limiting the menace of galamsey. I heard my friend talking about President Mahama's new vision, and you also read a statement. It's all good if the people seeking political leadership at the presidential level will be addressing their minds to new ways of fighting galamsey, because it's a major problem that is facing this country. So I'm happy that the NDC is bringing new initiatives. The NPP, to listen to Dr. Baumia, is also outlined a set of new initiatives to encourage responsible mining and move people away from galamsey. My only worry is that the NDC, led by President Mahama, when they were in I think in the 2020 elections, they actually did things that amounted to encouraging galamsey. And there's this famous video of President Mahama telling people in a galamsey endemic area that if they voted for him, he would come and release the people who have been arrested for engaging in galamsey and destruction of the environment, and that he'll give them an amnesty. Now, when you tell people this kind of promises, you encourage them. They'll say, oh, if this man comes, he would release us if we engage in galamsey. And so you encourage them to be headstrong and keep up in the activity. I also saw one chap, I think it was the deputy organizer or something of the NDC. Also,
the deputy national
Buahine or something. Yeah, openly. He actually went to galamsey site, and he went with a gentleman that he introduced to the people as the person who will be appointed in charge of some office that will be giving out concessions. And so he told the people, this is why I've brought him here. So he will see you and you will know him, and then when you vote for the NDC, we would give you land and concessions to engage in galamsey. Now, when you have a national party engaging in this sort of activities from the level of the presidential candidate down, how are we going to fight galamsey? It means we are pulling in different directions. And you would remember, if you look at the results of the 2020 elections, that the NPP lost in a lot of the galamsey endemic areas. And I'm sure if you check the constituencies which were lost, you will see the correlation. Now, when that happens, the NPP supporters too would not be enthusiastic in supporting fight against galamsey. So this kind of behavior with political party campaigning for votes and undermining a national concern for votes, it's got repercussions all across, because then the ruling party too, it discourages them, because there are people who tell them that, look, we did this galamsey fight and we lost the elections in these areas. You know, so that is the problem. If we want to focus on a national agenda which we believe will help the country, let's be focused and not be pulling in different directions.
Right.
So that's what I have to say for
Right,
this one.
right. Let me now come to... Right, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think that we all are against the destruction of environment by galamseyers. And so he made reference to some comments that were passed by the President Mahama on galamsey, giving amnesty. I don't think that that was the situation. We have been in power before, and our policy of artisanal mining and control was clear. Everybody saw that. The speed of galamsey now is more than it used to be in the past. So in trying to get Ghanaians to know, particularly in these galamsey areas, what plans are there for them when he gets the power? Also let them know. You know, all these guys in prison and by bars are ordinary people. They're downtrodden. But the key guys who are leading and financing galamsey are sitting there good offices. And so the hope is that when NDC comes to power, we will streamline the whole system. We will regularize, we call it the artisanal mining. Now they have it, they call it the community mining, right?
Community mining.
Exactly. So what we have is the small scale mining, which we practiced and it was working. We enhance it. And so if you are involved in galamsey, it is a thing of the past. We recognize the situation that you are in, give you support, and make sure that we reclaim. You know, I'm a miner. I've been a miner all my life. I've worked with Goldfields, Gandhi, many mining companies. As
You do small scale mining?
No, I don't do small scale mining. At the point that I was, when I resigned into politics, I was the regional HR director for Africa, Newmont Ghana Gold.
Oh.
And this is why I'm a miner. And my ethics do not permit me to be in any mining other than mechanized mining. So what we believe, and I believe, because I'm a miner, is that the policy of President Mahama, as at the time, 2023, and now being unveiled, is sharp, is super, it just gets to the core of the challenge. We are not saying that Nakufado isn't doing anything about galamsey. He is. But he could do more, could do better. And the panacea or the solution to this problem is what has been unveiled or is being talked about by the President Mahama. So we need to support a situation where leaders, people, big guys, are investing in galamsey and just going for the small ones. So we assure people that when we are back to power, we are not just telling people just do the galamsey. No, we will encourage them to do responsible mining programs and schemes. The community mining has failed. So I thought I needed to bring in something. But I think we all agree that yes, the environment is being degraded. We need to have a way of controlling and managing it. And certainly galamsey is a problem. So as a country, we all need to come together and help us solve the problem. That is what President Mahama is talking about.
But Chief, listen, we want, this is a national concern. And so we want to look at it from the national point of view.
Yes.
You cannot do that if you don't also recognize that mistakes have been made. We heard President Mahama very clearly. I think you have the video.
Yes, we do. I'm actually checking up with producer what's exactly...
he very clearly...
I'll try so that we play it. But
But everybody knows. He very clearly...
play that, Nana.
He very clearly told the people that when they vote for him, when he comes, he will release people who have been jailed.
That isn't true.
Because you haven't seen that video.
Let me get it on. So if we have it, if we have it, kindly put it on.
Watch it, Chomo. What do you want to go court? And you want to prison. And then make us say, you're not going to be at that prison. Say, oh, we are galamsey. And so, you're watching China Niba. Ah, ono ye galamsey queen. Ono de mo afana anko jina court, afana anko tum. Mo se on ye onko ni krom. E na mo jam free oko. And so ya mad ye omo de omo da efiase. Ezu ya ba omo chi omo galamsey no. Omo atu omo mu. Ya be ma omo amnesty no omo asaba. Ezu, me Jidi said, and maybe almost from here, almost no. And see, you be yomo. Now we have another chance. If we say, you be yes, Ebema and Yoma aye. Yanko ye senya ye absese se wonka party bi ho ana se wonye nipa bi ene galamsey no yempene ma wonye wo de conference na komku na ye party for DC mo ene hwa no omo de galamsey no omo apene ma omo ye ezu na ne ya ne se obi excavator ya je now they come out before now on the two gold. Now they out here. And then they say me ban. Excavators I had to get free for you. Now I bet your mother and your son their mom. Your university of Tapa. Your friend University of Mines and Technology, UMAT. How much your school follow? Send your young mining, Nekwanso. Send a bear, Obian Pra, and answer Obian Grand and Kwan. Enti Yaba, district via Yabba a Juma. This school for University of Mines. Obia work concession via her. Ya don't become a no much some choir, Modebaya mine, no son of bear, Obian Shrimp and Quanaso, Obian Pra. Now, Mutusika Hoko New Year, Mutugo New Year. On Betchlamo Sena, Mube Piempia, Aniano, Akatakata, so Fefe, Na Yedri and Dioguso, Senabea, Assassino, every year.
Right, so I've received, Fred, I've received your message. He says, Kwesi tell Nana to stop the propaganda. President Mahama didn't say what he's saying. What GM said was the campaigns who are involved in galamsey are protected by the state and arresting and jailing the ordinary boys who are working for them. It was that injustice he spoke about. Where is the Aisha one? In whose house are they keeping her? Just watch this space. So, Fred, I'm sure you have watched the video, but let me allow.
So it is very clear that President Mahama said, people who have been jailed, prosecuted by the courts, and jailed for engaging in galamsey, if he is voted into office, he would give them amnesty. And what are the reasons he gave? He said that some Chinese people, Aishawan and some people, when they were arrested, they were deported. But in President Mahama's time, hundreds of Chinese were deported. You know it. They themselves said so. Hundreds of Chinese people were deported. And is that the way to get people to save this country from galamsey? Telling people that if you vote for me, I'll come and give amnesty to people arrested for galamsey. Then he said that excavators which have been seized, when he comes and he finds those excavators, he will give it back to the people. What is more giving people an incentive than this? And I don't know if you have the video of his national organizer or somebody. He took a gentleman that he said was the one going to be appointed. You've seen the video, or you haven't seen it?
No, you are just making probably mockery out of the whole situation.
I'm not making mockery. This is something that.
So when they show the video, you got to know the full intent of what.
One second. I'm not making mockery. This is something that happened. Your national organizer or deputy national, he went and met people actually engaged in galamsey on the field, and he said, "Look, this is the man who will be appointed and will be giving out the concessions. I've brought him here."
He was campaigning at the time.
Yo, I see.
He was just telling him, when we come, we will regularize the galamsey for you. To give you support.
It is not good. Honorable.
So you think that it isn't good to regularize the galamsey thing?
He said that when we come, he will give you more land. So that's why I've brought him.
to do small scale mining.
What is more? But I'm saying now we all agree that, look, those things are mistakes. You don't need to do that. Let's all focus our mind on how we can fight this menace. You're not going to fight it when election time you go and promise people that you let them do galamsey and you release them and you give excavators back to them and you give them more land. You don't fight galamsey with that. So that is a lesson that we have to agree to. I mean, these are things that happen. You can't. There's no way you can put a spin on it. That's what I'm saying.
That is your view, anyway.
Okay.